Have you ever looked in the mirror and felt like your outfit just doesn't highlight your beauty the way it used to? Women over 60 often face fashion challenges that can unintentionally make them look older. But don't worry, these fashion mistakes are easy to fix, and with a few simple changes you can look younger, more stylish, and feel confident. Style plays a huge role in expressing your confidence and beauty as you enter your 60s. Choosing the right clothes and silhouettes doesn't just help you look younger, it also boosts your confidence and comfort in your everyday life. Mistake #1. Sticking to the same hairstyle for too long as we age. It's easy to fall into the habit of sticking with the same hairstyle we've had for years, sometimes decades. But here's the thing, your hairstyle plays a huge role in your overall appearance, and if it hasn't evolved with your face, it can make you look older. If you've been rocking that same sleek, straight hair or stiff, short cut for years, it might be time for an update. A modern bob, a soft pixie, or even long layers that frame your face can instantly bring a fresh, youthful vibe and highlight your best features. Changing your hairstyle doesn't have to mean a dramatic overhaul, but a small tweak can make all the difference. A soft bob or pixie cut can soften your face and add volume, making you look more vibrant. Layered hair that frames your face gently can instantly make you look younger, brighter, and more polished. Many women hold on to the same style because it's comfortable and familiar. However, if your hairstyle hasn't evolved over time, it might be holding you back from looking and feeling your best. Updating your look with a hairstyle that complements your changing features can not only enhance your appearance, but also give you a boost of confidence every time you look in the mirror. So ask yourself, is your hairstyle still serving you, or is it time for a change? Even a small update can bring new life to your look. Mistake #2. Wearing outdated glasses. Glasses are one of the first things people notice about you, and yet they are often overlooked when it comes to updating our look. Many women hold on to the same pair of glasses they've had for years, sometimes even decades. Unfortunately, glasses with thin metal frames or sharp, outdated shapes can age you instantly. Outdated eyewear can make your face look heavier and take away from your overall appearance. Your glasses should not just help you see clearly, they should enhance your style and keep you looking modern. The good news is that updating your glasses is an easy way to refresh your look. Opt for frames that have softer, more flattering shapes. Consider cat-eye frames, rounded square glasses, or any design that complements your face shape and gives you a youthful, polished look. Colors like champagne gold, tortoise shell, and navy are great choices because they add warmth and sophistication, and they go well with a variety of outfits. So ask yourself, are your current glasses making you look your best? If you're still wearing those old frames from years ago, it might be time for an upgrade. A new pair of glasses can not only improve your vision, but also give you a fresh, confident look that matches your style today. Eyewear should reflect your personality and enhance your features. So don't be afraid to invest in a pair that makes you feel fabulous and modern. Mistake #3. Wearing ill-fitting clothes. One of the biggest style mistakes women make is wearing clothes that don't fit properly, even if they look good in theory. Clothes that are too loose or too tight can be uncomfortable and can take away from a polished, sophisticated look. Ill-fitting outfits can also make you appear less confident and fail to highlight your body's natural shape. Tailoring your clothes to fit your body will create a much more flattering appearance, accentuating your best features and smoothing over any areas you want to downplay. The solution is simple but incredibly effective. Get your clothes tailored. A well-fitted blazer that hugs your body just right can elevate your look, making you appear more refined and chic. Even a shirt that fits properly can make you look more streamlined and put together without feeling restricted. Have you ever worn a piece of clothing you loved, but it just didn't feel right? That's usually a sign that it's not quite fitting properly. Taking the time to tailor your clothes to fit your current body shape not only makes you look better, but also boosts your confidence and comfort. Tailoring doesn't have to be complicated or expensive, but the impact it has on your overall look is huge. When your clothes fit properly, it becomes easier to create stylish outfits and feel good in everything you wear. Mistake #4. Wearing the wrong shoes for your outfit. Shoes are more than just a functional accessory. They play a critical role in completing your outfit and making a lasting impression. Many women choose shoes based solely on comfort, overlooking how well they complement their overall look. Shoes that are too stiff, clunky, or don't match the style of the outfit can detract from the polished and sophisticated appearance you're aiming for. The key is to choose shoes that not only feel comfortable, but also enhance your look and fit seamlessly with your clothing. The solution is to opt for shoes that are stylish yet comfortable, such as pointed toe flats or low block heels. Pointed toe flats offer a sleek, elegant appearance that complements a variety of outfits while keeping things feminine and simple. On the other hand, low block heels give you a touch of height and posture while keeping your feet comfortable throughout the day. Choosing the right shoes isn't just about comfort, it's about completing your look. The right pair of shoes can elevate your outfit, making you feel more confident and sophisticated. Shoes are an essential part of your overall style, and picking the right pair will make all the difference in how you carry yourself. Now, after you've perfected your shoe choices, let's move on to another important factor in creating a cohesive, stylish look. Mistake #5. Wearing colors that wash you out. The colors you wear can make a huge impact on how your complexion looks. Soft, muted colors like beige, camel, or pastel shades can blend into your skin and leave your face looking tired and lackluster. These shades often fail to add vibrancy to your look, making you appear drained. Instead, opt for rich, bold colors that instantly brighten your complexion and give you a more refreshed, youthful appearance. Colors like emerald green, ruby red, and sapphire blue are great choices. These shades not only stand out but also help illuminate your face, giving your skin a healthy, glowing look. They provide a beautiful contrast that makes you look more radiant without requiring too much effort. Choosing colors that complement your skin tone can completely transform your appearance, making you feel more confident and energized. By experimenting with bold, vibrant colors, you can create a fresh and dynamic look that highlights your natural beauty. Mistake #6. Holding on to clothes that no longer fit. Many women struggle with letting go of clothes that no longer fit or no longer suit their current style. Sometimes we hold on to pieces for sentimental reasons or because they used to make us feel good. However, keeping clothes that no longer fit your body or lifestyle can make you feel restricted and lacking in confidence. Instead of holding on to outdated items, it's important to make room for new pieces that truly reflect who you are now. The solution is simple. Regularly evaluate your wardrobe and remove items that no longer fit or make you feel confident. If a piece of clothing doesn't make you feel great when you wear it, it's time to part ways with it. Refreshing your wardrobe can not only lighten your mood, but also make it easier to find clothes that fit better and highlight your body in the most flattering. Ask yourself, do the clothes in my wardrobe truly make me feel confident? If not, it's time to let them go. When you clear out clothes that no longer fit, you'll create space for new options that work better for your current body and style. This process can enhance your personal style and help you feel more empowered and stylish every day. Clearing out the old and bringing in the new allows you to create a wardrobe that's easier to navigate and full of pieces that boost your confidence. Next, we'll explore another important factor in creating a chic, polished look: choosing the right styles that flatter your figure. Mistake #7. Wearing stiff fabrics like metallic or heavy cotton. The fabric you choose for your clothes plays a crucial role in both comfort and style. Stiff fabrics such as metallic or heavy cotton can make your outfit look rigid and lack the softness that flatters your body. These fabrics not only feel uncomfortable but also fail to highlight your natural shape, often making you appear less flexible and more constricted in your movements. Additionally, stiff materials can make you feel weighed down and can prevent you from moving freely, which affects your overall confidence and poise. The solution is to opt for softer, more flexible fabrics like wool, soft blends, or pont knit. These fabrics not only feel comfortable but also gently hug your body, creating a smooth, graceful silhouette. When you wear soft fabrics, your body moves freely without feeling restricted, and they help highlight your best features naturally. Switching from stiff, uncomfortable materials to softer, more fluid fabrics can make a noticeable difference in how you feel and look. Soft fabrics allow for comfort and ease of movement, which in turn boosts your confidence and overall appearance. Mistake #8. Chasing fashion trends that don't suit you, constantly chasing every new fashion trend, can leave you feeling like you're never quite up to date and unsure of your own personal style. What's trending today may not be relevant to your wardrobe tomorrow. Moreover, trends that don't align with your body type, personality, or age can make you feel like you're trying too hard, which can diminish your overall elegance. The solution is to focus on classic, timeless pieces that stay relevant season after season, with a modern twist to keep things fresh. Well-tailored button-down shirts, a classic little black dress, or a simple yet sophisticated blazer will always remain stylish. These items are versatile and can easily be mixed and matched, offering a sense of confidence and poise. Instead of chasing every trend, it's better to invest in timeless pieces that reflect your personal style. These choices will not only save you time and money in the long run, but also help you cultivate a style that's both sophisticated and uniquely yours. Once you've established a wardrobe built on timeless classics, the next step is to select accessories that enhance and elevate your look. Mistake #9. Over-accessorizing. Wearing too many accessories can overwhelm your look and take away from the elegance and simplicity of your outfit. Sometimes we think that more accessories make us stand out more, but the reality is that if not chosen and coordinated properly, they can create a cluttered appearance rather than highlighting your natural beauty. Overly large, colorful, or excessive accessories can detract from the overall sophistication of your outfit. The solution is to select accessories that are simple yet stylish. Instead of piling on many pieces, choose one or two refined accessories, like a delicate necklace, a small ring, or subtle earrings. These pieces will enhance your look without overpowering it, keeping your style elegant and polished. Choosing fewer, higher-quality accessories will make you appear more graceful and refined, creating a strong and tasteful impression. By selecting accessories thoughtfully, you'll elevate your outfit while maintaining a clean, timeless style. Mistake #10. Using oversized or outdated handbags. Handbags are not just functional accessories. They play a key role in completing your outfit. An oversized or worn-out bag can detract from your overall look, making you appear less polished and put together. These types of bags can create a sense of clutter, making your outfit feel disjointed instead of cohesive. The solution is to opt for a handbag that is the right size, with a sleek design and high-quality materials. A leather handbag with a simple yet elegant design will elevate your outfit, adding a touch of sophistication. High-quality leather not only looks chic but also lasts longer, ensuring your bag remains a staple in your wardrobe for years to come. Choosing the right handbag, one that fits your outfit and the occasion, can make a noticeable difference in your overall style. A well-chosen, refined bag enhances your appearance and gives your look a polished, intentional feel. Mistake #11. Wearing faded black clothes. Black is always a classic and sophisticated choice, but when it starts to fade from repeated wear or poor fabric quality, it can lose its elegance and impact. Faded black clothing not only makes you look lackluster, but also weakens the overall presence of your outfit. Instead of relying on washed-out black, opt for fresh, vibrant black pieces, or even try replacing black with other rich colors like navy, charcoal gray, or deep burgundy. These colors add sophistication while also bringing a new, lively energy to your wardrobe. Choosing colors like navy or burgundy can create beautiful contrast and enhance your overall look. A freshly tailored black dress paired with sleek accessories will give you a refined and youthful appearance. Switching up your color choices helps you feel refreshed and more confident. Once you've found the right colors for your wardrobe, the next step is focusing on the fit and style of your clothing to further enhance your personal style. Mistake #12. Avoiding belts. Many women avoid wearing belts because they think they'll feel constricting or uncomfortable. However, belts are more than just an accessory. They are a tool that can create a flattering, elegant silhouette. A gently placed belt can define your waist, adding balance to your body without feeling restrictive. When chosen correctly, a belt can highlight your natural curves and give your outfit a polished, streamlined look. The key is to opt for a belt that's just the right size, made of soft material, and designed with a simple, elegant touch. A thin leather belt in a neutral color can seamlessly complement many different outfits, from dresses to jackets to jeans. Using a belt can enhance your figure naturally and comfortably, making you look more put together and elegant. Choosing the right belt can make a noticeable difference in your style, giving you that chic, polished appearance you desire. Small changes in your style can make a big impact. Once you identify and correct common fashion mistakes, you'll feel more confident and youthful. Start applying a few of these tips today and see the difference. You deserve a style that makes you feel beautiful and highlights your unique confidence. Your style is about more than just what you wear, it's about how you show your inner strength and confidence. Always love and care for yourself, and you'll shine at any age.